Warning! The following live broadcast may contain loud, obnoxious, shrill, and one of these days I'll be able to read through this straight, I swear. Where was I? Loud, obnoxious, shrill, and alarming noises that might be considered disturbing, if not outright uncomfortable to listen to, especially if you are wearing headphones. Oh boy. There we go. I share my office space with an African gray parrot and two parakeets, and I have no control over their behavior while I am live streaming. Unlike my regular videos where I have the opportunity to edit them out as best as I can. If you are sensitive to loud, surprising background noises, I recommend either not turning your volume up too loud or watching my edited, pre-recorded videos instead. Viewer discretion is advised. So hold on here. Let me, I thought I opened this already. Here it is. Okay. All right. Where were we? Oh, hold on. Messy. Today's messy. Ah, there we are. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream here at Shea EgoWorks. Yeah, I'm just getting some. One day, I will look like I am putting together a professional looking live stream. But today is not that day. Oh my goodness. So, like I said, welcome everybody. I want to make sure that I'm not accidentally muted and everything is okay here. And so hello, my name is Daphne Lage, and I am a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. What else am I? Yes, like I said, it's 86 degrees in this office, so please excuse, if I come off as a little discombobulated today. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for the funny animal fantasy adventure Tall Tales, and my medieval fantasy soap opera drama EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn. I really need to come up with a better byline for that. I am also co-host with Nita Lanning on the Rage Into the Vlogs every Monday and Friday on the Rage Into Network at 11 a.m. Eastern. But in the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com, and EgoWorks.com, EGOWRKS. And you can check out all of my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at this very channel at Daphne Lage, LAGE Art, which also streams through the Rage Into Network. So make sure you go to both our channels, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time we go live with anything. We have a lot of shows on the Rage Into Network. I do this show pretty much every Wednesday at this time around 4 o'clock Eastern. So hit that notification bell, like, subscribe, hit the little thumbs up, everything that makes the algorithm gods happy. And yes, welcome. I see you watching there from regions beyond. If you're watching this from Facebook, come on over to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, the whole thing. Come on over to YouTube. Join us in the chat. Usually what I'm going to do is on Facebook. I do stream through Facebook, but once the stream is over, I'm going to be removing the stream from Facebook and putting a link directly to the YouTube video instead. So Facebook has been giving me a hard time with my streams lately. So there's some music on here, I think, that's kind of tripping up the Facebook copyright things. So even though I use everything from Epidemic Sound that I pay for, so I don't know. It's just, it's just easier to delete the stream after than deal with Facebook going, oh, we're muting part of your video in these weird countries that's claiming some music. So I'm not going to argue with them. Also, because the thing is, though, when I have a Facebook I guess like a notification like that. Until I do something with that video, it completely throttles my account. So it's better I just remove it and put a link to the YouTube channel anyway. So if you're joining me from Facebook, thank you. But I would like it if you came over to Facebook and just subscribed and do everything. So let's see who's in the chat again. Oh, hello, Patrick. Oh, your shares are meta. Yeah, I know. Really, it's like, oh, hello, Nita. Yes, so Nita is keeping an eye on me here to make sure I don't hurt myself. Yeah, those catch. Yeah, I know. It's like it's the word like Facebook will say, oh, it's like this music has been flagged in Micronesia or something. I mean, really, it's Azerbaijan or something. I mean, it's that's it's yeah. So it's just better off we just once the stream is over, get rid of the stream from Facebook, put a YouTube link up, and we're good to go. Oh boy, yeah. So what's going on today? Geez, like I said, it is a balmy 86 degrees here in the office, in this greenhouse that I call an office. I do have the AC going, so it's okay in here. The birds aren't complaining too much about the humidity. So that's pretty much the thing. I try to push. I try to push it until the birds start complaining, and what they do is they kind of like start raising up their wings like that, and I go, okay, now it's too hot, so I have to actually put the air on, because that's the thing. It's like it's hot and I'm cheap. So I'm trying to keep the Con Ed bill at a reasonable level. So until the birds complain, I try to not use anything. But we have the AC on, so we should be okay. And plus I have my ice water too, because you must stay hydrated in this type of weather. So there we go. So here we are. What's today's date? So it is already July 20th. We are more than halfway past. Oh, hello, Ryan. Hello. What up? Yeah, welcome. So we are more than halfway through the month already. And I am feverishly trying to get through my list, my to-do list for July. But it's coming along. It's coming along. So right now, okay, there we go. Right, but yes. Well, hey, it's like, look, if you have a joke, it's because I walked into it. So there we go. As JD likes to say. So I'm getting through my list. So let's see. So what did I get done recently? So if going back to the EGORAVEN 4 campaign. By the way, you know what? Let me do a little housekeeping before I go through my to-do list, my accountability on my to-do list. So first off, okay. So first off, I just want to thank everybody for supporting Tall Tales Thieves Quest Volume 4. Everything is at the printers. So everything is accounted for. Everything is at the printers. So hopefully by the time Kickstarter actually, gives me my money, the books will be here, and I will be shipping everything out as quickly as I hate that. All right, as quickly as everything comes in. So let's see. The printer said that the books should be shipping by the 28th. So, which isn't too bad. Hopefully the paper shortage doesn't get in the way, because the last couple of times I've purchased books from Mixam, which is our printer of choice for these volumes. Yet they kept delaying shipping because of the paper shortage. The paper shortage is real. And yeah, but everything is out now. So I'm hoping that, everything just is on schedule and whatnot. So at least, the everything, the bookmarks, the trading cards, the postcards, everything's at the printer. So now it's just waiting for everything to come back, and I'll get all that out for you. So of course, the next campaign coming up is EGORAVEN, Heir of the First Unicorn, Volume 1. Dang, it's kind of like, it feels like just yesterday I was just launching EGORAVEN issue 1. That was like January 2020. And here we are already at the first trade paperback collection. I mean, it's kind of trippy to think about it. So the campaign is on pre-launch right now in Kickstarter. Yes, Jesus. On Kickstarter, it launches August 22nd. So make sure that you sign up to get notified when it goes live, because as always, as with every one of my campaigns, I have some really cool goodies that only the people who are usually the first 40 people who pledge to physical tiers can get. So same thing with this one. So make sure that you're there on the first day when the campaign goes live. Link is in the show notes below. And like I said, me and Nita, we're always starting and ending the week on this platform at 11 a.m. with our own show, the Raging 2, the Vlogs show, or as I am beginning to enjoy saying, TR2 TV. Stop making it sound like we have our own actual television channel, which is funny. So on this coming episode on Friday at 11 a.m., we're going to be doing, I have a mail call. I have some mail that came in, some Kickstarter rewards that came in that I want to show off. And also we will be talking a little bit more about just our interest in non-mainstream comics, especially manga, and in my case, European books, especially French bande dessinée, which I am not even sure it's pronounced that way, but hey, we're Americans. It's pronounced crescent. So join us on Friday at 11 a.m. When we have that discussion, kind of following up on that. And also I bought a book because of a recommendation on the previous show that we did talking about manga. So we're going to talk about all that fun stuff. So also coming up in 2 weeks, House of Bob is coming back. So on Saturday, July 30th, there's going to be another episode of House of Bob. Again, it felt like we just did the last one, but no, it's like, really, the weeks are too long and the year is too short. That's for sure. So 10 p.m. to midnight, the topic for this episode is going to be monster boyfriends and other fuckable creatures, because that's just how we roll on this adults only live stream where me and Nita have conversations and I draw artwork that is not suitable for the day crowd. So yeah, especially on, I gotta remember that I have to click on the right overlays when I get off the cards. So I will be probably inking in a special variant cover for the next EGORAVEN campaign for Volume 1. I'm trying to get all this stuff finished before the campaign launches. So I'm doing a nude cover variant for EGORAVEN issue 1. So I'm going to do a reissue of issue 1 with a new nude cover variant that you can also get with the trade paperback. So the trade paperback is going to have its cover. That cover doesn't change, but the variant cover is going to be available on that campaign. So again, another reason to click on the link below and to sign up to get notified when it launches. So that's pretty much for that. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Oh, so there we go. A Bollywood show of live action Nagas for our scaly fans. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Well, Bollywood. You know what? Either way, either one. We can do maybe like a belly dance show with scalies or something. You know, it's like furries is that kind of like that all encompassing title that let's see. Yeah, I hope so too. I'm hoping that the shortage, yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be lasting that long. And also what I've noticed too, that it's like my orders are usually low enough that they're able to get materials for it. But like I said, the last couple of times I've ordered a book, they usually kept delaying. There was like a delay for about 2 weeks. Was it, it's not that horrible. So hopefully it's just hopefully, it'll get better as it goes on. Um let's see. So let's see. So okay, so let me hit so there we go. So let me put this little reminder for everybody who's coming in. Yes. So because you know what? It's like that's pretty much all I'm going to be talking about for the rest of the month. So yes, so we were talking about my to-do list. Yes, that I will be going down my to-do list. So let's see, what did we finish this time around? Well, for those of you who supported, speaking of EGORAVEN issue 4, and you supported the Oswald Chronicles campaign that ran at the same time, there is an EGORAVEN Oswald crossover story that I was finishing, and I finally finished it. So JD did the last edits on it. I did my last changes. It's good to go. So I'm just putting together the list of everybody who filled out the surveys, answering whether they supported both campaigns. And I will be probably sending out the short story PDF in a couple of days, most likely by tomorrow, definitely. And we'll finally be able to cross that off the list. But yeah, new rule, no announcing stories until they're actually done. I was supposed to have had this story done before the campaign started. I was supposed to have it then finished by the end of May, and here we are at the end of July. Not exactly how I wanted it to happen, but at least it's not like you're waiting like a year and a half or something. So by tomorrow, everybody should have a link to the PDF if you supported both campaigns. So you get to enjoy this little story that I'm very happy how it came out. I just love the way how JD made it canon pretty much, or I accept it as canon. I accept the story as canon. So if you missed out, the next time, maybe, we're not sure, me and JD are talking about something. But definitely the next time you'll see this story printed is in a trade paperback that I am planning on collecting all of these short stories in, called EGORAVEN Tales from the Outer Kingdoms. And for every campaign that's coming up, for individual issue campaigns, not for the trade paperback, but starting with issue 5, there's always going to be, I'm going to make sure there's always a stretch goal that has a short story that gets unlocked. So we end up with more pages. So I'm really looking forward. The next story, I just finished the story for the issue 5 campaign. So I started working on the story for the issue 6 campaign, and this one is a pretty funny one. So I'm really looking forward to getting that one finished as well. Like I said, I'm always, when it comes to these books, I'm thinking way down the road. Like I said, these are projects for next year that I'm concerned about, but look, I need to keep ahead of myself. So yeah, so I still owe Nita 3 sketch covers that I sent out. I finally sent out this big box of her stuff that I've been collecting for her. So I finally sent that out, and I told her, it's like, look, I'll send the sketch covers, with the next, with the Tall Tales campaign. It's like, I'll say we're always sending something out. So she'll get her. So those are the next 3 sketch covers. So that's next on the list after I send out the story. Oh, there we go. Oh, so it really is a thing. Oh, I thought it was a commentary on furry for some reason, but it could be. It could be. Does it look good? I gotta look it up then. Does it look good? But so I gotta look that up, Nicholas. Thank you. It's like you know, yeah, well, that's where the word kickstartled comes from. I mean, it's like, when we order so much stuff that when they finally come in, it's like, oh, I don't remember buying this, but that's yeah. So your box is coming to you. I just dropped it off at UPS, so keep an eye out for that. You should get it in 3 days. You should get it by Friday, either Friday or Saturday. I don't know if UPS delivers on Saturday, but you'll get it soon. So let's see. So after those sketch covers, I have, yes, the color corrections to EGORAVEN issue 5. I am 4 pages away from finishing issue 5. Jesus. I mean, this was something that I don't know why I procrastinated on this book. I wish I didn't, but look, I as long as it's consistency, right? As long as I'm consistent in my work, that's the important thing. So I'm 4 pages away from finishing it, so hopefully by next week I can send it out to get proofed. So that's the thing that I'm really looking forward to, finally getting issue 5 in the can, get it proofed, get the variant covers proofed. Oh yes, speaking of variant covers, so let me hold on. I knew I was forgetting to do something, but that's the thing. So I really need to show this off. But it's going to be a little sneak peek. Speaking of variant covers, so one of the variant covers that will be available on the issue 5 campaign, along with my usual, virgin cover, the hollow cover, the silver cover, the and the regular variant cover. I have another special variant cover by growing fan favorite, it seems, Jaden Lanning, with all relation to our rap god, all relation to Nita. Yeah, and I got I guess let's just say a final version of it. So just in time for me to proof this out to see how this looks, and I'm really looking forward. But I want to give you guys a preview of what's coming up on this next variant cover. So like the last campaign, the Jaden Lanning cover, it's exclusive to the campaign. You can only get it during the campaign, and I am only making enough for the campaign. There will not be any extras available after the campaign closes. So another reason for you guys to hit the notify me on the pre-launch page so that you don't miss out, because once the campaign closes, this cover will not be available. And here is a preview of it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's like, wait till you guys need to see the full thing to get the full effect. But I mean, it's like, as always, Jaden hits it out of the park with the variant cover, and yeah, it's like I told her I want this cover to look like it's a romance manga, and she just ran with it. So I'm really happy with it. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. That's exactly what I was looking for. Oh, is she watching? Yeah. Yeah, no, wait until you see the whole thing. It is so sweet. I couldn't be I couldn't be more thrilled with it. So yeah, so oh my god, these overlays, man. These overlays are gonna kill me here. There we go. So so yes, so that's something to look forward to for the issue 5 campaign. Like I said, I'm trying to move everything as far ahead as I can. Get everything done in as advanced as possible. So, yeah, keep an eye out for that. Also, another thing that I have. So the last episode that we were talking about, the last time we were talking about these postcards that I was working on. To kind of like mix up the imagery, kind of play around with the imagery on the Kickstarter campaign, especially for Volume 1, because trade paperbacks are a little bit of a hard sell for me. So, just a quick recap for anybody joining us, and in this conversation, is that so me and Nita are running a theory that the image on the Kickstarter front page, the first image that you see when it comes to a campaign, that image can literally make or break a campaign. And what we're finding is that certain aesthetics seem to attract more attention than others. It's very easy to just want to use, okay, this is the image, this is my front cover, that's what it is. That's what the cover looks like. So what we're playing around with is the idea of, well, what if we made images that, they're still part of the campaign, but we use those images instead to see if we can kind of attract more attention, more eyes on the campaign. So as you can see with Jaden's piece, that's the piece that I'm going to be using to pretty much, there's another piece coming in, but her variant cover is going to be the image that I'm going to be running with on the campaign. And because the last time I used her image on the front page, I had a noticeable jump in pledges. I know, correlation is not causation. However, that is the reason why we are doing an we need empirical evidence. So we're doing this kind of study to see whether the type of images that we use actually affects the campaign. So on our last episode, I was showing off some pen and ink work of some pieces that I'm working on, and I finally I did finish them. If you follow me on Facebook, you have seen these images pop up. But I figure, since you saw me start the images last week, I might as well show you the final images this week. So you know what? I'm going to show off the pieces. Oh, okay. There we go. It's like the theory is met. That's, could be. I'm very character design sensitive, but I rarely found it a real seller for a book or a campaign. I'm more convinced by an accurate synopsis. Granted, I that's my thing too. Because it's like in the end, it's like I said, the campaign itself doesn't change. You click on the campaign, you see what the actual book is, you see the interiors. It's not, my goal is not to mislead people, but the thing is though, if having so we decided that there's pretty much 3 aesthetics that we noticed when we were kind of studying this. In the end, if there was anything to study, for all we know, we're overthinking this and we're just seeing things. But you know what? I kind of like the images that I made as a result of this. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to kind of run with it. But there are three aesthetics that we see kind of work. The whole like cute, pretty style, cute, pretty aesthetic, right? And then we have the sexy aesthetic, right? And then we have the violent aesthetic, like horror / violence, so those seems to be the three images that seem to get the most attention. So we're going to see, we're going to play around. Right now we're kind of, where, exactly. It's sexy, not porn. It's a very particular aesthetic that, we're going with, think of like the bad girl comics from the 90s, that type of thing, like Maxim magazine or something, the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue type of thing, because ironically, a lot of, for as much as you would think, oh, hey, Joe. Hey, no, you're not late. We haven't we haven't really started yet. I'm about to show off some artwork that I'm not sure if you've seen. So yeah, so that's the thing. So that's the theory that we're kind of running on. What images work? Because here's the thing. If we can find an image that attracts attention, that gets people clicking on the campaign, and this is the thing with Kickstarter, just because someone clicks on a campaign doesn't mean they're pledging. But the idea is that the algorithm will notice that your campaign is getting attention and that people are clicking on it, and it's like, so hopefully what we think is that the algorithm will then start to push out our campaign, I guess, further out into Kickstarter land, however that works, or to get it more like it'll rank higher because of the attention that it's getting. So so like I said, we're going to try it out. So these are the images from last week that I kind of started, and these are the final images. So tell me what you think. I'm going to start with kind of like the tame ones first. So definitely going with the pretty aesthetic, definitely the cute / pretty. So I think this was the first piece that I did kind of running with that idea. And I'm really thrilled with how I'm thrilled with how all these pieces came out. So I'm going to be dividing up these images between the volume 1 and the issue 5 campaign. So the idea, okay, so here's the second one that I have that's finished. So as you can see, I'm really, really going for this kind of like softer, kind of like, manga-esque, rose petals everywhere type of aesthetic, like this one especially, is really like, I was kind of like really pushing it a little bit. But like I said, my inspiration for these pieces are the end cards for Lotus Wars, the anime. So that's kind of like the vibe I was trying to go for without, having to redo, Art Nouveau or something. I don't need to get that complicated. And now the thing is, though, this last one, this is the one, well, it's not second to last. This is the one that me and Nita are going to be watching, paying attention to see whether, I don't know. We kind of have a feeling this one might get some attention for the campaign. This one came out just really, really nice. I just really like this one. So these are the main 4 images that I'm going to be using for the next 2 campaigns. So not only are they going to be kind of swapped out as the main Kickstarter image. Oh, no, I think that might be pushing it a little too much, a little too far in a direction. I want to kind of stick with the pretty, very pretty slash borderline sexy type of image. Um, let's see. Here we go. Tasteful nude where dirty. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what we're going with. That's what we're going with here. No, it is, the design has I literally designed it around the play button. So it's like that was also a thing when I had Jaden also make that postcard. I'd made a template of what it looks like with the play button. And all these images are made with the play button in mind. So it's not going to cover up anything important. Let's just say that. I don't want, because that was like, because I hate the campaigns. Right. Okay. Yeah. So let me show Jaden's card for Jody. So this is also another card. This is the variant we're going to be, the Jaden variant that we're going to have for issue 5, which we're also using as the main card. So as you can see, if you look at it, you can see that this was also set up so that the play button doesn't cover anything. Like I said, it's that was everything with these postcards are very, very deliberate. So believe it or not, this actually works with the play button. I think the one that I made is the image is going to be just slightly higher, so the play button ends up on EGORAVEN's arm. So you kind of it's very strategic. Trust me, it's very strategic. Now, here's the thing, too. So last week, also, I had shown a piece that I literally had drawn out a half hour before the show started, because it's like I was so into doing these pieces that I just like, okay, this last piece I absolutely had to do. So for those of you who are keeping track, I am, let's see, I am currently on the EGORAVEN novel, EGORAVEN, Cult of the Wolf Witch, which is the novel that comes out after Heir of the First Unicorn ends. That's EGORAVEN then it's EGORAVEN, Cult of the Wolf Witch, which is going to be an illustrated novel that I'm writing. And the current word count is 52,290. I kind of inched forward since the last time I shouted out the word count. I'm at a very critical point in the story, and it's requiring a lot of brain work, so I'm very slowly getting through this part. So this last piece is actually based on a scene, loosely based on a scene that's in the novel, but I just had to do it as one of the images. I don't know where if I'm going to use this in any of the earlier campaigns. I don't know. Depends on how I guess the 2 campaigns perform. But this is the finished piece that I started last week. Jesus Christ, I love this piece. I really, I don't know. It's like, it's really hard for me to decide on a favorite out of the 5 of, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 5 pieces. The 5 of them. But this one's really, really close. I mean, this one is up there. Like I said, I drew this a half hour before the stream last week, and this is what it looks like, and I couldn't be happier with it. Yes, that is That is Werewolf Loki and a very, very confused EGORAVEN. And I love this piece so much. So yeah, so so I just have to figure out what I'm going to do with that piece, like whether I'm going to offer it up. Right. So this is my plan. So not only are the pieces going to be featured as the image for the campaign, um, they are, yes, absolutely, absolutely. He shows a lot of that in the novel, so I'm very happy with it. Thank you. Yes. Um, Yes, that's actually it was my mom that pointed it out in the last in one of the previous vlogs, that when I first was talking about doing these postcards, and she goes, "Oh, you mean you're doing James Bond posters?" And I go, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, you know how they put the legs on, you barely see James Bond, they put the legs there, and it's always the uh I probably had, it's probably a delivery. I have a couple of Amazon orders coming in, so that's probably what you're hearing, um, you're hearing the I don't know, I don't know, so the doorbell, that's what it is. Hold on. uh let's see. Let's see. Oh, yes. Well, if you paid attention to my Facebook page, well, well, either or, you are all, none of you are incorrect, sirs. That's all I can say. None of you are incorrect. So there, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. Yeah, I have like a whole series of images that I'm looking on doing. Like, I just love these postcards so much. So so here's here's what I'm planning to do. Like I said before, I got distracted by the doorbell. So the images are going to be used as the main image for the Kickstarters. However, they will be offered up in the campaign itself as art prints. So they're going to be like little postcard 4x6 art postcards, and they're going to be stretch goals. So if you're looking to get these prints, oh my goodness, it's like, you know what? Let me find out what's going on. So I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Nita, entertain people in the chat. Okay. Well, okay, that was awkward. So I guess what happened was that an Uber driver accidentally dropped somebody off at at an address that was identical to ours, but actually the next block over. So they were on. It was like kind of the right address, wrong street. so, so there we go. So we got that handled. So we're good. We're good now, right? you know. So let's see. There we go. Right. Yeah. So there we go. Okay, so all right, so you know what? Okay, so we're just about let's say 15 minutes away. So there we. I like that, Joe. I like that. This episode brought to you by House of Bob. When you want adult conversation but don't want to be on a porn site, turn in House of Bob for a stimulating conversation. So yeah, so you know what? Okay, so speaking now, the thing is though, we're going to be, I guess since, we started something here, so which is, I guess, in the end appropriate for the artwork that I'm looking to work on today. Because again, it's like I'm trying to finish up a lot of this artwork that I'm going to be using in the next couple of campaigns. So we're going to be, it's like, yeah, we're going to be inking today. When we're going to be inking another one of these postcards. And the thing is, though, it's one of the postcards where I'm kind of pushing it a little bit, it's like, it's kind of in the same vibe as this one, but I'm just pushing it a little bit more. So this is going to be the piece that I'm going to be working on today. So just to give everybody a show, right? So this is the piece I'm going to be finishing today. And it's like I said, it's a little it's a little bit that way, but not too much, because we're testing a theory, not going all the way, to House of Bob territory with this. Because it's funny, you'd be surprised at how that stuff actually doesn't seem to work on Kickstarter. I don't know, it's kind of weird. I don't know whether it's like, okay, so so we're going to be working on this today. So what I'm going to do is I am going to let's see. I'm going to run a couple of bumps, and then we're going to switch over to the drawing desk, and we're going to get working. So hopefully I'll be able to get this image finished by the time the stream ends, and I can have another record of finishing an image on a stream. I think we did that once before. So let me do that, and so after these messages, we'll be right back.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the dream of Medina and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze.
That didn't work. What the heck? Let's do that again. Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Join Nita Lanning and me on the Rage Into the Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Rage Into channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.
Hit the button.
Okay, so let me just set myself up here and poof. All right, there we go. There we go. So so this is the piece that I'm going to be working on. Like I said, I'm testing. This is all theoretical at this moment. Oh, for all I know, none of these images, really do anything, and what we thought, would help was just a figment of our imaginations. But like I said, I do like the idea of the art prints, so it's just more artwork to give out to everybody in terms of stretch goals and all that. So even if it doesn't do the initial idea that I'm hoping that it would, we're still having fun with it. I mean, and that's the important thing, because what I've found is that even though, like an idiot, I was resisting these images for a bit, and but I don't know why, because once I really started to get in the groove of it, I was like, I love doing these. I want to keep doing them. It's like I'm just having so much fun drawing these out. I mean, it's really it's just a lot of fun. So let me get the music started here. So as always, tell me if the volume is okay. I think it's the same setting I used for the last time. So let's see. Just want to make sure that you guys can hear the music, yet can still hear me talking. We want to keep the dead lulls, the quiet lulls to a minimum. So, okay. All right, so let me get this going. Wow. So yeah, this is right. Yes, it's like this is not at the House of Bob, but on the block. We're next door. That's what it is. We're next door to House of Bob. Let's see. So yeah, so that's the thing. So it's like I've just found myself doing just having a lot of fun with these images. And here was the thing too, that I was House of Bob adjacent. Yeah, like I said, we're next door. And this is the thing too, especially when I was doing the Wolf Loki piece. I pointed it up. I pointed that way, like up, because I loved it so much. I printed it out and I put it on my walls here. So oh, okay. So I guess it's Okay. Do I have to? Do I have to slide this over? No. No. You know what? We're on camera. That's the thing. Oh, everything's shaking. Okay. So the thing that was kind of like that was kind of like bothering me with doing these pieces, especially when I did the Loki one, right? The wolf Loki. Was that because, like I said, that's actually from the novel. That doesn't happen for a while, you know. Although, honestly, I'm kind of wondering. Like, I think like maybe once I get like the beta readers through it, you know, whether I should start, you know, kind of like offering excerpts to the novel in the Kickstarter somehow, to kind of like, I don't know, build up interest for it. I just haven't figured out how I'm going to do that yet. Oh, but you see, but the thing is, so what I realized, what my hang up was with these pieces was, now the thing is, though, I spoke about this, you know, if you watch our vlogs, I spoke about this a bit on one of the previous episodes, but I haven't spoken about it here. So like, I don't know how much I know my audience overlaps a bit. So, you know, so I guess like, forgive me if, you know, I sound, it's like, oh, well, yeah, I spoke about that on the other show. It's, where I was a little concerned about spoilers, about creating imagery that could be, well, to me, could be spoilers. Now, the thing is, though, is that, I mean, there are certain spoilers I am absolutely not doing artwork on, that's for sure. And, oh, yeah, I would, yeah, excerpts, yeah, I was thinking that, you know, like an excerpt that came with an art print that was like from the novel. I mean, you know, so yeah, something like that, you know. And right, so I was a little concerned about spoilers, but at the same time, it's like, you know, it's going to take so long for the series to unfold that it's like, are these little images really spoiling anything for anybody? You know, I mean, like, even with, you know, werewolf Loki. I mean, it's like, is that really spoiling anything? If you follow me on Facebook, you already know about him. You know, you already know about this character. I mean, he doesn't appear in the main series, but you all know about him if you follow me on Facebook. So, am I really spoiling anything? And once I got over that, these pieces ended up easier to do. You know, so now, yeah, so this particular piece, like I said, I don't know. It's like, I don't want to say it kind of goes on the raunchy side, but like I said, it kind of pushes the envelope more than the other piece that I saw. And there we go. It's like all this music overlapping. And really, it's just to see what people react to. Yeah, and like I said, it's all yeah, thank you, Joe, thank you. I mean, I think that's a good definition of what's going on. Yeah, concepts, they're not spoilers, right? Yeah, you know what, thank you for wording it like that. I was trying to think about like what is going on Facebook. What am I doing with that? Yeah, it's more concepts. So yeah, so with these pieces, it's like, it's like, okay, like how far should I push it? Like, because I've been seeing some really, like I said, there are books out there where they just kind of like really like, they might as well just put a graphic of a pair of boobs on their Kickstarter and call it a day. And honestly, that's exactly what I've seen. But I don't, you know me. I want to do something a little bit more than just be crass like that. So that's the theory. So anybody in the chat, Joe, especially Joe, have you noticed like different artwork, kind of like attracting more people, on when you were doing your last campaign, like, because you had all these variant covers that you were posting. Did you notice that some images got more, let's just say, traction than others? Because like I said, that's kind of the theory that I'm running on here. And and yeah, that's just where all these pieces that, okay, so your Steph cover did well for you. Let's see. If I took Facebook as canon, it would be like right. Right. Yeah, it's like, when are you appearing? Yeah, I know. It's let's see. And what Victor did. Okay. So it's like so I'm kind of like, how, like, using, like, instead of like doing variant covers, using variant images. And seeing if that has the same effect. Although, honestly, it's like, I kind of think this one might be pushing it a little bit. This particular image, but like I said, I haven't decided which pieces are going to go where. If anything, this particular piece might not get used in a campaign until next year. So what I did was I took 2 and 2 art prints and divided it between volume 1 and issue 5. So like I said, they're going to be stretch goal prints. And so if I just keep doing enough of these postcards, I'll probably have one for every, a pair for every campaign. But I mean, really though, this is what marketing does to us. It's like, we have to sit around, like, thinking about these things, and it's kind of weird sometimes because that is kind of, it's like they kind of, EGORAVEN and Loki play off as my devil and my angel. That's true. Although it's funny, I never thought of it like that, but you are correct. You are correct, sir. And then it's like, and then Oswald is just the impatient observer. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you people? It's like, know, um, but yeah, but it's like, I can really understand why people, like, they prefer to have, like, they want to get their stuff published by other companies, um and so they don't have to worry about this, they don't have to think about this. Although honestly, I would think that nowadays, even if you're being published by another company, they still expect you to promote your book and to figure out, you know, how to sell your book to an audience. Like, I know that, like, even Diamond, if you, like, I heard that they even check out your social media, to see if you have an audience for your book before Diamond will carry it. I mean, Jesus, the goals that they keep moving over there. But then it's but then at the same time, it's like you end up with, I guess, what's going on. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good story arc. So I literally ended up with a story arc in my sketchbook because of that. Yeah, right now I'm just figuring out the next how I'm going to kind of like play off what's happening now in the game. So what I did, so okay, so like I said, if you're not on my Facebook feed, if you're not on my Facebook, you're missing out on a lot of these really dopey stories that I keep telling. I have a sketchbook where I do like these really silly doodles with me and Loki and EGORAVEN and Oswald, and it's just really, it's just silly. It's just it's just me messing around. And I ended up with a story arc based on this game that I'm playing. And I probably, it's like, I know I'm probably, like Nita especially, oh, this fucking game again. And, for those of you who don't know, I play this hentai game called Seeds of Chaos, which I am completely obsessed with. Like, I bought the game on Steam, and I support the developers on Patreon. And just recently, I upped my support so that I can get the monthly updates for the game. Like, that's how crackheady I am. Now, the thing is, though, I'm not spending a lot of money. It's like $5 a month. Before, I was paying like $3 a month just to get access to the artwork. But then it's like for an extra $2, I can get the actual game updates instead of waiting quarterly for Steam to get the updates. So, I'm playing their latest version now. And yeah, so now I'm just trying to figure out the story that I'm going to be probably doing the doodles on, because I am playing the absolute latest version, I finally figured out how to do things in the game that I was trying so hard to do in the previous versions. And I just wasn't getting the results that I wanted. I kept having to, replay. Well, you know what? It's you know what? I'm not going to say no. I'm not going to completely, I am not going to, it's like, well, but the thing is that technically the game itself is already like that, so there is no like super sponsor. I mean, for the developer to be a super sponsor means that you're actually beta coding. You're actually looking. You're helping him with the development, and it's like But the thing is, though, I did misunderstand your comment. Is that I'm waiting for them to be a sponsor, and I'm like, oh, I would not say no to that. If they decide, if Lord Ariok decided to sponsor, like House of Bob or something, it's like, look, I'll talk about your shit for free. It's like that's for later. That's for later. So I'm I'm just kind of like percolating on the next yeah, I know, right? You can't talk your way out of it, Fujoshi. I know. It's like I am a ruined woman, but hey, life is short. Life is short. Play the porn game. Where was I? What was I saying? I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying? Oh, the doodles, right? So the doodles. So I had an entire story arc in the sketchbook about me playing the game, trying to play the game the first time. So now it's kind of like, now that I kind of know what to do, it's like now it's kind of like it's put like a completely different spin on the game. And so I'm back to being obsessed with it. And plus, it's like I unlocked a lot of new scenes, and there's a new story arc that's in the game that I was happy to finally gain access to. And it's just, I'm just very happy. And when I'm happy, my artwork is happy. It's like, So that, like the doodles especially, they're no pressure artwork. They show up on Facebook when I put them up. There's no schedule for it. It's just that if I come up with a really, really dumb idea that I need to draw out, that's what becomes a doodle. So if you don't follow me on Facebook, go do that. You don't have to friend request. You don't have to send me a friend request. Just go ahead and follow. All my posts are open. And if you go into, I think it's like my photo album, you can, scroll down and you can see the doodles, and, you can read our adventures here at Shea Ego Works, with all the silly nonsense that everybody gets involved with. So, is the music too loud? I mean, I haven't had anybody comment about it. So, because the thing is, though, like how it sounds in my headphones is different than how it sounds on the stream. So, I just want to make sure it doesn't sound like I'm yelling over it. Because I can lower the volume in my headset, but I just want to make sure that it's not too loud on the stream. So, if you guys can tell me if it's okay, I'd greatly appreciate that. You see, now the only thing, though, is that I've done 2 of these postcards that I can't show on stream. I mean, they're more of like House of Bob things, and with those pieces, I haven't decided if I'm going to do anything with them. It's just, I saw that update. What I was thinking of doing was like download like some of my favorite music from Epidemic, and then just looping it so I don't have to worry about it. Because what I have now is I have the Epidemic website open through Streamyard so that it just shares the music. and I just have a playlist that it runs through. But StreamYard now is like, if I could upload like a song or something and control it from StreamYard directly, which is convenient in theory. I haven't tried it, so probably one of these other shows I'll test that. No. Right. So I have so I have these 2 postcards, and I don't know what to do with them yet, because one of them especially is definitely House of Bob. Yeah, that's the House of Bob material. Oh, there we go. Thank you, Nicholas. Yes. So take care. I'll see you on Friday, I guess, on when you pop in the chat there. So yes. So listen to Nicholas. Like, share, subscribe, do the whole thing. Like I said, make the algorithm gods happy. So. Okay, so I'm assuming the music is fine, because no one has said anything. So I'm leaving it the way it is. So right. So the whole thing about getting other people to publish your stuff, and that I can understand why that why people would want to do that. But then you end up with that weird thing that's going on at Oni, right? Where they just fired a whole bunch of people, and they fired a whole bunch of editors, which means that a lot of their, from what I understand, Oni, Lion's Forge, I guess, I didn't know the 2 of them were together. So it seems it's gotten to a point that they'd rather concentrate on books on IPs, based on IPs. So, licensed IPs. And they fired all the editors that handled the original owned stuff. I guess like the indie stuff that they were publishing. So it put a lot of, I guess, contracts, a lot of projects up in the air. And it's like I don't know much about it, but what I've been seeing on Twitter is a lot of artists who do work for Oni kind of freaking out. And some former editors are saying, this is the time to double check your contracts to make sure there's nothing in it that will still allow Oni to hold on to your stuff, even though they have no intention of publishing it. So there was kind of a lot of grimy innuendo concerning that, contractual innuendo that that was going back and forth. And the thing is, it's like, and I was thinking, it's like, wow, if this is not the first time that this has happened. I think specifically at Oni, I think it might have happened at Lion's Forge first before they merged. And now they're pretty much firing everybody in anticipation of selling the company. But I don't know if it's because they have a buyer or they're looking to sell the company. So of course, lean, mean machine, right? But honestly, it's like the only thing that I could think of was, it's like, you see, you had all these people who they thought that self-publishing wasn't for them and that they were going to get published through Oni and Lions Forge. And now they're back at square one with the risk that they might lose their books, depending if they paid attention to their contracts. I mean, I don't know if that's the case. Like I said, there were people insinuating on Twitter that that might be a real thing. I know that that's exactly what happened years ago when Sirius Entertainment, they were the publishers for Cry for Dawn. Joe Linsner worked with them. There was a couple of other, there was a bunch of other creators there. I know that Dark One, who did Animal Mystic, worked there. There was, what was her name? The woman who did Wandering Star, she was there. And Terry Chandler, I think it was. She was going by Terry S. Wood. She was going by Terry S. Wood when she did Wandering Star. Now she goes by Terry Chandler. And what happened was that I think that they were trying to sell the company, or they were looking at Chinese investors at the time. And like, I know that for Terry S. Wood with Wandering Star, like, they had sent her a letter stating that pretty much they owned her project in perpetuity, and that they were going to try to sell it to these Chinese investors, without her permission, pretty much, because we're renewing the contract or something, even if you don't want to, or automatic. It's something weird like that. And what happened, because of it was post-dated, the letter was post-dated back when everything was sent by mail. The letter was post-dated 2 days after her contract with Sirius expired. So not even Sirius was paying attention to their contract with her. And because they tried to, and because of that postmark, she was able to get out of her contract completely. She says, no, the contract expired 2 days before you sent this letter, which means the letter is invalid. Your claims in the letter are invalid, and I invoke my copyright back. It was something really, really Sirius was being really grimy about that. But the thing is, though, that I think that was also the reason why Animal Mystic disappeared and Cry for Dawn disappeared for several years, because I don't know if the investor thing fell through, but Sirius wasn't publishing anymore, but they still retained publishing rights to Linsner's book and Greg Williams. So the thing is, though, I don't know if this is the case. I even at the time, I don't remember there being a lot of information about this. But all I know is that Linsner shelved Dawn for years. And it was too coincidental for me to think that it wasn't related to what had happened at Sirius. And I think the same thing with Greg Williams. Although honestly, I think that it just got to a point where I think like Greg wasn't interested in continuing it got to a point where he just stopped drawing altogether. and you know, he wasn't going, you know, there wasn't going to be another animal mistake. I mean, there just came a point I had to accept that. I mean, for the longest time, I held out hope that he was going to continue Animal Mystic. There was some false starts here and there over the years. And when, I mean, and mind you, he was one of my bucket list artists to do a variant cover for EGORAVEN. I think it was like on right before I was about to publish issue 1. I contacted Greg Williams through Facebook, asking him for his rates. It's like, look, dude, I'd love you to be able to do a piece for the book or whatnot. He never answered me back. Honestly, I don't know if I was even on the right account. Because the last time I told the story, somebody had sent me his actual account. But when I went to look at it, there was no artwork on it. It was just him hiking with his dogs. And it was just like, I guess he just became a really avid outdoors person. And at that point, I realized, like, you know what? I'm going to call this, I'm going to call this done. You know, it's like, we're not going to get another Animal Mystic. I'm not going to get a commission out of him. And that was pretty much it. So this is what I just started thinking about when the whole Oni thing happened. Where is that Christmas music? Hold on, let me see that. Wait a minute. Oh, it was Green Sleeves. Okay. Yeah, it's yeah. So yeah, so the whole Oni thing had me really thinking about this stuff, where it's like, you know, here are all these artists who they really pushed to get somebody else to publish their work for them. You know, like the whole thing. Oh, I just want to do my work. Let a company handle all the dirty work. You know, all the other stuff. You know, all the marketing, all the getting it into stores, dealing with Diamond and whatnot. And now they're the ones getting thrown to the wayside in favor of, you know, licensed corporate IPs. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what, yeah. Green Sleeves gets used for a lot of things. You know, I swear. It's one of those quintessential canned music. Because I swear, I thought I was listening to Christmas music, too, at the same time. It's like, wait a minute. You know, like I said, yeah, Green Sleeves is just, you know, that's the song that when you're learning, you're just beginning to learn music, like playing an instrument. That's the song everybody has you play, right? You know, so yeah, so just the fact that all these independent creators are getting thrown aside in favor of corporate IPs. And, you know, and I kind of wonder how many of them are going to end up on Kickstarter. You know, it's like in the end, they're going to end up, well, that's if they don't lose their books first, you know? You know, so like, you know, so I hope that they all read their contracts properly, you know? You know, I hope they didn't offer up any passion projects, any personal projects to be able to do this. So, so yeah, so it's just, it's kind of, they went through all this trouble to get published by another company, only to end up on Kickstarter on their own again, only to have to end up doing it, have to doing it by themselves, you know, because, in the end, companies are not your friends, right? You're signing a contract with them, but they're not doing you a favor, you know? Um, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like, I was just thinking about it, and it's like, honestly, it's like I'm very glad that I never got into that mindset about, it's like, oh, it's like I just want to draw my book and have somebody else do all the work. And the problem is that I understand the sentiment, but the thing is, though, when you allow somebody else to do all the work, you're also allowing them to have control over your project. And that is just like, that's like kind of unacceptable to me, you know. Yeah, it's like, I'm just glad I never got caught up in that. Like I'm too much of a control freak with my stuff for that to have ever have been a goal. But also it's like, the thing that they have to also worry about too is, aside from losing their books, but now, their paychecks are up in the air. If all their editors are gone, it means that, they don't have anybody to talk to, anybody to get in contact with that knows the nuances of what they're doing. Let's see. The sad realization of many a writer author who sold their life's work to Disney. Yeah, exactly. Where it's like, oh, what is it that I told? I think it was Nita, that it's like everyone has everybody has a price, and too many people are in the clearance bin. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's like, I don't. It's like, I think that, and honestly, it's like, I think a lot of corporations take advantage of that. That it's like, people have no concept when it comes to that type of money, what that type of money is. Like, oh, if you've never seen $10,000, that sounds like a lot of money. If you've never had $10,000 in your hand at the same time, all at the same time, like, a company will make it sound like that's the most money you'll ever see, for your thing, when you really should be asking for 100,000 or 500,000 or even $1 million. It's like, they're taking your entire creative energy from you, and you should price accordingly. And I really do think a lot of these companies take advantage that most people don't know how to do that. So they, so yeah, so so yeah, so yeah, you do see a lot of regret when they realize that it's like, oh wait, I could have sold it for this much. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's like people price themselves according to to only what they're familiar with, you know? You know, it's like I read that J. Scott Campbell, for his shittiest pieces, he charges $10,000. If you've never charged somebody $10,000 for your artwork, like, how would you even start? Like, how would you even get to that? You know, get to a point where you can look somebody straight in the face and go, "Yes, my art. Yeah, it's like that'll be $10,000, please." And that's the shitty artwork. You know, I mean, but yeah, but honestly, it's like the whole thing. You know, yeah, it's like just only. You know, I really do hope for a lot of these creators at Oni, um, that they're not. I mean, it would be nice to say it's like, yeah, you know, I hope you guys get paid, get the money, your money owed, and hello, Jim. Hello, welcome. It's just me inking this piece and kind of waxing about what's going on at Oni, which honestly, I have to admit, it's like I don't have a real exact knowledge of what's going on, but based on a lot of artists' reactions on Twitter, um, depending on how Oni reacts to this, it could go bad really fast, if it hasn't already. Um, so yeah, so I hope that that's not the case for these creators. That Oni like pretty much allows them to just to allow everybody to leave gracefully with their books, and that's it. You know. Um, oh, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. You did get a Greg Horn piece. Yeah. Uh, right. Yeah. I mean, that's what I've seen. You know, it's like, I know, look, Jay Scott is absolutely not one of my favorite artists. I mean, Oni Press. Yeah. That's who I'm kind of Oni/Lions Forge, whatever, you know, other company is. You know, I am not a fan at all of Jay Scott. I think, but I think that it has more to do with his obvious, not disdain, but he's unless an editor has an iron fist with him, um, he will he will try to get away with shit, with shitty artwork. He will. It's like it's almost deliberate. I mean, it's because the stuff that he does that I've seen him do for Marvel and whatnot, and the stuff that he does for the Wonderground Gallery for Disney are two different things. And yeah, Disney is not going to allow him to phone it in for his prints for their galleries. But obviously, Marvel editors have no problem doing that with him and paying his prime rate for that. So that's kind of the part I really don't like about him. I don't like his artwork anyway, but my real dislike for him is actually that. Is more that than his actual artwork. It's kind of the attitude that I sense from the artwork that I see from him. I mean, it's like I really don't care for that really stylized 90s style. I really don't. Like between him and Michael Turner, it's like I really dislike that style. But that's kind of the vibe that I get from Jay Scott. That it's like 10 grand and unless you're up his ass, you will get the shittiest artwork he will give you for that 10 grand. You know. I mean, I think I give professionals the word professional a little too much credit. And if you say you're a professional, if you're considered a professional, there's certain behavior that I expect from you as a professional. And Jay Scott, for me, the way I see him, doesn't embody that. So that's why I'm not a fan. That's not why I'm not a fan of his work. But that's it. If you're a fan, it's like in general. If you're that's look. This is just one person's opinion. It's like, it's. It's not a reflection. It's not a dig at anyone's personal taste. It's just me. This is my opinion on that. If you enjoy Jay Scott's work, Michael Turner's work, yes, I will roll my eyes. But in the end, it's like, look, that has nothing to do with whether you like the work. Yeah, it's like it's kind of taking me a long way around to kind of like, I mean, but that's also like another conversation too, that it's like artists who consider themselves professional and they price themselves as professionals, but professional is like the last thing they are. It's a bit of a pet peeve, I have to admit. It's a bit of a pet peeve. And the fact that they can act the way they do and give you the artwork that they do and still expect to be paid prime prices for it is very offensive to me. And it's very hard for me to have kind of I don't know. That's kind of the fastest way for me to lose respect for somebody, especially if they call themselves professional, is pull nonsense like that. If like every time I read an article about you and people describe your behavior as pretty much you're an asshole, it's like, that's an easy way to get on my shit list. If you call yourself a professional and you take 10 years to fulfill a Kickstarter and in the end it turns out you have no intention of fulfilling a Kickstarter. I used to follow an artist, Leah Hernandez, back in the day, and she ran a Kickstarter, and I don't remember what it was for. I don't remember the book or whatever, but this was 10 years ago, and it got so bad that there was one particular guy who backed her campaign every year he would kind of throw an anniversary party on, I guess, in her comments on the campaign to remind everybody that it's been a year since she promised to fulfill and didn't. And now it's been 10 years. This is the 10th anniversary of her not fulfilling this campaign. We know some other professionals where it's like, you know, we supported a campaign 5 years ago and they have yet to fulfill. And, you know, and it's like, really? It's like, oh, okay, go do that. Go do that, Nita. So I'll talk to you later. You know, yeah, it's like, you know, it's like really, you don't, you call yourself a professional, but you can't be bothered to fulfill a campaign. You, especially when you made hella money on it, you know. You know, you can't be bothered to fulfill a campaign, but boy, when somebody else, when they get, you know, when they side-eye somebody else, they have a lot to say about that person, you know, but they can't take care of you. See, that's why I always say on the show, mind your business. You know, it's like, you know what? Worry about what you're doing. You know, it's like you're making all this money on a campaign and you're making everybody, it's like, look, after 10 years, I think it's safe to say she has no intention of fulfilling this campaign. You know, and of course, now she has to raise money separately to pay back the people that supported her campaign, because you know that money is long gone. It's like, look, we get our Kickstarter money 2 weeks after a campaign closes. I mean, if you don't get your stuff within a couple of months of that happening, the chances of you getting that item is less and less and less, gets less and less and less as time goes on. Because as that time goes, that money is getting spent. Maybe not on the books, maybe not on the products, but it's getting spent. You know, so unless you get your books within, and I'm being generous here, I'm being generous. You should not, honestly, it's like within 3 months of a campaign ending. You know, now, of course, there's certain things that are going to affect it, especially if a person is getting their shit printed overseas. If they're getting their stuff printed in China or something, you know, or they're getting something manufactured in China. You know, that could take 6 months, you know, depending on what it is they're doing. It's like, okay, you know, yeah, not naming names, you know, but you don't get, it's like you start losing your any credibility to complain about other people when you don't have your shit together on your own campaigns. You know, yeah, raise $500,000 and everyone is still waiting. But not only that, they run campaigns, more campaigns after it. You know? So yeah, it's like, you know, so yeah, so if there are way too many people who call themselves professionals when like their behavior, like the last thing they are is they're not. You know, like, so in the end, it's like, okay, you are strictly a professional in the sense that you get paid, I don't know, a living wage for your artwork. Like, that's the extent of it. But outside of that, you're not a professional at all, you know? But I'm just trying to decide where to assign the piece here. Let's see. Maybe I'll just anyway. There we go. Look at that. I actually got through the end of a live stream and finished a piece. Another one. Two. Oh. So yeah, so this is so pretty much this is the finished inks. So I'm going to go ahead and scan this in and maybe most likely get it done, get it completely colored and finished for next week, so I could show you guys what the finished piece looks like. But we actually finished a piece. So I know, right? Will wonders ever cease? I know. It's like I can draw and talk. God forbid, right? Walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, So with that done, let me switch back to the other computer. And okay. So let me do that. Let me just scoop the chair over this way. So there we have it. We have a finished inked piece. It doesn't look too bad. It's like, now that I'm looking at it on the screen, because remember, it's like, even though I'm on top of it, I'm literally on top of it here, until I see it on the screen, that's what's like, oh, did I finish everything? Is everything, inked the way I want it? But everything looks okay so far, so we are good to go. So let's just take that out. Let's see. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you. Yes, exactly, Joe, exactly. So let's go back here. Okay. All right. So here we are at the end of another successful live stream. Actually got the temperature in the office down to 85. So, but it wasn't that bad. It was just enough to be comfortable. Although my hair hates it though. It's like, it's all that humidity and whatnot. But that's the summer for you, right? Can't help it. We can't look cute all of the time, especially when you're sweating. So here we are at the end of another live stream. We finished a piece. We showed off some artwork. We talked about stuff. And let me see. Just something. So remember, it's like if you're going to run a campaign, you're planning on running a campaign, it's like just realize that it's like everything that you do, people are watching, and you should never take advantage of the audience. That look, it's tough to build an audience, and really it's like, you can ruin it in an instant, by pulling trash like that. That's why because honestly, I don't know what was she thinking, that it's like you're running a campaign, and to be able to look at your fans who supported you and going, I have no intention of fulfilling this. If you just wanted the money, run a GoFundMe. You know, I mean, really, it's like, at least with a GoFundMe, you know, people know that they're not getting anything in exchange. It's just, you know, they're just giving you money for whatever, you know. But it's like, to run a Kickstarter, promise a project, and then never fulfill, you know, and then have the nerve to look at people and judge them on shit. It's like, no, mind your business. Mind your business. You know, because like I said, once, yeah, I think it's like, what, 6 months? I think once, look, after the creator gets that money, the longer they take to fulfill, the less it's going to happen. And it's like, you know, people should know better. That's why I have this rule that it's like, I do not run a campaign unless the book is complete. You know, it's like, it's like, look, I don't get the money for Tall Tales for like another week and a half, and everything's already at the printers. So, you know, I don't have any issues there. You know, it's just getting the stuff and shipping it out, and that's it. You know, but for some reason, people who are making 6 figures above mine can't handle that basic idea. You know, people making 5 figures above mine can't handle that basic idea. So if you're planning on running a Kickstarter, thinking of running a Kickstarter, the whole thing, don't be those people. Don't be those people. Like I said, building an audience is hard enough. Don't do something like that that'll destroy all that hard work in an instant. Because trust me, there are people that I will never, I don't care if they come out with my whole favorite thing in the world. I couldn't tell you what that is, but my favorite thing, and it's like, no, not a dime, because you've already proven to me you do not respect my support. You know, so that's what I'm, so that's the, for real. It's very common, especially in furry. I mean, I see it all the time, you know, and it's pathetic how so many people like keep allowing it to happen, you know, but then there's, you know, really, it's like, it's ridiculous, you know. Thank you, Nita. So I leave you all with that. You know, it's like, you know what? If we can't count on professionals to be professionals, you know, maybe we can embody that ourselves on a smaller scale. So let me, so on that note, like I said, here we are at the end of it. I want to thank everybody who joined us in the chat, kept me talking. You know, thank you very much, because, you know, even though I'm doing a draw stream, you know, those quiet pauses are kind of weird regardless, right? You know, that's why I play the music in the background, but I'd rather just be talking to everybody. So thank you for doing that. Thank you to the 5 people who are watching from regions beyond. Thank you for spending your time with me in these 2 hours, whatever you were doing. I hope you were just as productive as I was right here. So thank you for joining me as well. So if you want to learn more about me and my artwork and my books and whatnot, you can head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. Or you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites. But as I said, I am mostly hanging out on Facebook. right here. All the good stuff's on Facebook. So if you want to see my sketches, my current work in progress, more of these postcards, my little doodles, go ahead, just go ahead and follow me on Facebook. Remember, you don't have to send me a friend request. All my posts are open, they're public, so you're not going to miss anything. There's no secret posts, for friends only. You see everything as it is, because I'm lousy at keeping up with friend requests. So just go ahead and follow. You're good to go. Also, you can check out more of my videos, my previous live streams, everything going on my YouTube channel at Daphne Lage Art. If you are, if you're watching from Facebook, join me here at Daphne Lage Art, where you can subscribe, hit the notification bell every time I go live every Wednesday. But I also simulcast through the Raging 2 network. So make sure you go ahead and go to Raging 2, subscribe there, hit the notification bell. Same thing. It's like costs you nothing, helps support the channel. And you can catch me and Nita every Monday and every Friday at 11 a.m. where we start and end your week with, whatever topic we decide to talk about that's related to all of this craziness of comics that we decided to dedicate our lives to. So you can also read the first 5 issues of EGORAVEN, Heir the First Unicorn, in its original black and white format. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the links to Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com, and read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free. And while you're at either of the websites, make sure that you sign up for my newsletter, where you can also download a whole bunch of free comics as well. I'm going to actually add a couple of more to the download. So make sure that you sign up so you can get some nice freebies that you can try out. You can try out EGORAVEN, try out the Oswald Chronicles, and try out Tall Tales, all at your leisure. So thank you so much for joining me. And and I will see you on Friday. Or if you prefer to just stay here on my channel, I will see you next Wednesday at 4:00. And that's pretty much it for me. So thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Join Nita Lanning and me on the Raging 2 The Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Raging 2 channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.